Good evening. Oh, some echo there. That's not a good way to start. There we go. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to Case and Football. This is.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. This is. I should start again. Really, no, in a joke. Case and Football. This is a Euros edition. No holds barred. Where we will go through and review recent Euros games. I'm here with Marshall. Hello.
What's going on?
That's good. Will.
Yo, it's good. Is everyone good?
And real Chris, how you doing?
What's up, people?
What's up, my friend? So, bit of admin. Links to Twitter and YouTube are in the description below. Like and share the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to super chat, the facility is on there to do so. I think that's everything. Thank you very much. So,
Discord?
Oh, yeah, I didn't put it in there.
It wouldn't be a KH no filter video without forgetting the Discord at this point.
That's very true. It's very true. Yeah, you have to.
I got it.
Yeah, if
I'll
you could add
put
that,
it in the.
great.
Yeah, I got it for you, and I'll also put it in chat.
Cool. Thank you very much, indeed. Right. So, we'll discuss the recent game that's just finished because I think that's
Yeah, quickest.
the quickest one.
Oh, the Spain one.
Yeah, that's the recent one that's finished, right?
That game was quite boring, but
no spoilers.
spoilers.
Yes, Spain 0, Sweden 0. Real Chris, what did you think of the game?
Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was quite boring, but there was a few chances for Morata and stuff, and Morata gave us like Chelsea vibes, didn't he? Like he missed a very good chance if you guys saw it.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much about that game, I don't think, really. It's just a 0-0. Spain was passing it around, passing it. Well, in all fairness, Jordi Alba did have a good game, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he performed pretty well at left back. He was creating chances. He was their best player. Sweden had a couple of good chances there as well. It was just one of those 0-0 games, really, for me. Not too much to say, I wouldn't think, about that game.
All right. What did you think, Marshall, of the game?
Go to Will first. Will, what did you think of the game? And then we'll go to me last. I'll clean up.
Cool.
I thought it was an okay game. If Morata took his chances, I think it would have seemed like a more interesting game overall. Is that my mic making that noise? Is that mine?
I don't know.
A little, I think. But
Okay.
you want to read that super chat for us, Will?
Yeah, go on. What's the super chat? Can I read it out?
Yeah, cool.
Champions of Europe, we know what we are. I don't know why I
Doesn't
sang
get
it.
old.
I sang it, but thank you for the super chat, Kevin Fraser.
Yeah, thank you so much,
We
Kevin.
appreciate it. But yeah,
So, yeah.
probably the worst
You
game
read
of the
that one
Euros
'cause it
so
sort of
far.
broke up on mine.
Oh, okay.
What?
He read it right because it broke up on my end. That was all. He read it, yeah?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah,
Cool, okay.
yeah. But apart from, yeah, Isaac was good. I thought Isaac impressed me. He looked very good on the ball. He had good footwork. Maybe should have scored that chance, but he hit the post. It's unlucky. But yeah, pretty boring and the worst game so far.
Worst
Really? You
game?
think it was the worst game?
Yeah, 100%.
Was that the only stalemate we've had so far?
It wasn't the worst game I've ever seen, but it wasn't that bad. It's just I think there's been more exciting games.
Was it the only 0-0 we've had in the tournament so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, that one was I mean, I was in and out of the match, but from what I saw, Spain, Jordi Alba, man of the match easily, but oh my God, like the amount of robbery and opportunities that he created for that team and they just couldn't put away. It's bad. It was not good. There is a good shout to start Moreno in the next match, just because I don't know, Morata just wasn't cutting it. It wasn't doing it. I don't know if Morata's performed in recent games, which is why what's the coach's name? Martinez?
No, Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique. I know it's a Hispanic name. Luis Enrique, he's played with Lautaro. Not Lautaro. Wow, I'm getting people's names mixed up.
Jesus
He's
Christ,
played with
even though
Morata.
Jesus
He's played
Christ.
with Morata before and has scored with him, but I think Moreno, when he came on, for the few minutes he came on, he actually, I feel like he had a better chance of finishing those chances than Morata did, man. At least he got him on shot on goal.
Yeah, you probably are right. Like Morata.
Maybe, I don't know.
know.
Morata had an open net and he just sent it wide. You know,
I see Moreno being just a super sub for Spain this tournament. If I'm being
Maybe.
honest, I think
We'll
he's
see.
going to start. I think he'll start Morata.
I think he does need to get a start in there, but we'll see. You know, I'm not Mr. Enrique Iglesias, but you know.
Okay. I have a confession to make. I didn't watch this game.
Fair enough.
You didn't miss much.
Luckily, you
I
didn't miss
was
anything.
tired. I've seen the highlights. I've seen Sweden miss the open goal.
Hey, it was an open goal. It wasn't.
Yeah. So I, from what you've been saying, I didn't miss much, which was pretty good.
Didn't miss much.
Yeah, Spain flattered to deceive again. I don't think they'll get very far with Morata up front. I don't think they'll get very far actually in this tournament. When I say very far, maybe
They might make it
maybe quarterfinals, but I don't see them going.
maybe
further.
quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe round of 16 they might get knocked out.
Round 16, they get knocked out. They get knocked out there. They play
Yeah.
ball and football. It's so slow.
It is. It's so. You're right. That's what put me to sleep. I was going to say. I was like,
They just ain't got the players for it.
I was like, I get it. You love to pass. I get it. And I was like, fucking hell. It's like, just fucking get the ball up.
But you know, like,
you're fucking
yeah.
boring me. It's like, I've
the old team could do it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. You love to pass. Your kings are passing. Just get the.
To be fair, with the players they have, it's definitely the best football to play. You know, with players like Rodri, Thiago.
They just didn't force it enough. And I feel that might be them going forward, and it's like
They didn't get consent to score, I guess.
No, yeah, it's like, oh no, we have to score the perfect goal where everyone touches the ball before it goes in. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
They're playing that.
If Aspie was in the game now, that would have been a totally different time. You know what I'm saying,
Oh,
guys?
just because he's in your fantasy team. Come on.
Oh no!
No, he's not my fantasy team. No.
Fantasy team.
No. I'm not Hassan, all right? I'm not Hassan. Let's calm down with that, all right? Thiago Alcantara was on the bench, but no.
The worst fantasy team manager I think I've ever come across is you, Marshall. You're a disgrace.
Look, listen, I'm not Johnny, okay? Johnny's in last place. He's dead last. I'm coming up. I'm making the comeback.
Pick players he likes. You actually tried to win.
Shut up. Listen. I gave you guys I handicapped myself so you guys can have a chance, you know?
Sure.
I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna have a
Are you
come
saying that
up.
next week? Are you saying that next week as well?
I'm saying it next week, yeah.
No, I'm saying that until it's not true.
Okay, so you're saying it when it's not, until it's mathematically he can't get past anyone.
Yeah. No,
So,
Papa's gonna have a masterclass tomorrow. You'll see.
That's right. So
Poland.
Spain 0, Sweden 0. Not exactly the best game. Probably sounds like the worst game of the tournament.
Probably,
even worse than. I can't think of a worse game actually.
Slovakia Poland was good. I expected.
I'm
saying it was better than this. I'm not going to.
We'll move on to that. No, I did a watch.
You had it ready already. Jesus.
Yeah, I did a watch along.
So quick with it, Andrew.
I know. Yes.
Professional.
Well, professional, yeah, maybe. I was actually on a watch along on Niall's channel for this. Let's talk about it. And I was like thinking that me and him were going to have to talk about other things. So I didn't really favour the game at all. So on paper, it's one of those games that look like either a big fat stinky draw or like a 1-0 win, something like that. But I have to say, first half, I thought Slovakia were very dominant over Poland. Very dominant. And they had the better chances. And they were holding up defensively. Poland couldn't do anything. Lewandowski was on the left hand. He was trying to get the ball on the left wing. He couldn't do anything. Their crossing was terrible. Slovakia kept breaking on them. I thought Slovakia could have got in at least 2-0 up at half-time. And then half-time happened. Obviously, Poland got a kick up the backside. They score, equalise within a minute with one of the worst double tap shots I've ever seen in my life. And then it was all Poland. It was like a reverse of the first time. It was all Poland. They were using their possession to actually attack, which was actually good. But then the red card happened, and I think it's a justifiable second yellow for what he got in the first half. It was stupid, and that's what's come back to haunt Poland. Then the FIFA darlings' favourite Skriniar scored, didn't it?
FIFA darlings' favourite.
Make it 2-1. The overhyped FIFA player Skriniar scored.
Yeah,
and now everyone loves Skriniar.
He's not even the best centre back at Inter.
Hang on, mate. And then really, Poland did have a chance right at the end. They just hit it wide. But I thought it was. You know what? This is going to be saying something. To me, that was my second favourite game of the tournament so far.
Really?
It's behind Netherlands, Ukraine.
Yeah. That game was fun.
Well, for many reasons, that Ukraine.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
That. One of us is in the shit on that one.
So's Marshall.
But yeah,
I'm in the mud. All right, I'm in the mud.
For me, I really enjoyed it. Maybe because it was not at one of their home grounds as well. It was in Russia, so I got the feel of the I got the feel of the tournament. Do you know what I mean? It was like it's something different. But Marshall, what did you think of the game?
You know what? I wouldn't say it was my second favorite game of the tournament, but
see you later, Marshall. No, joking.
But you know what it was? It goes to show, and people are saying Lua was shit. Look, it goes to show that.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't really Lewandowski was shit. It was more so that he doesn't really have players around him that can service him like in a Bayern. Like, when he plays at Bayern, he has Gnabry, he has Sane, he has Goretzka, Mueller. Like, he has so much support in the attack. It's such a different way of playing. Like, him by himself, like, there's a reason why Ronaldo hasn't won the World Cup. Because he's not the team. There's a reason why Messi hasn't won the World Cup because Messi's not the team. You know, it's the same thing. Like, you can have one outstanding player, but if you have other players, surrounding you that aren't that great, that don't hold a candle to the team that you play, the club that you play for, then you can't expect much from Lewandowski. And if you have him in, Real Chris wanted to put him in his fantasy team. I remember that, but I was like, nah, he's not gonna happen. But you were big upping Poland to make it far. But after this match, I don't think they're gonna make it very far at all. Slovakia got their very first win ever in the tournament. A screamer from Skriniar. That was a fantastic goal. You would never have expected that. I don't think it's the goal of the tournament. We'll get to that, but it was definitely interesting for sure.
Oh,
how did he save that?
He scored. It's okay, it's good.
We're talking about Copa America. I'm not even watching that right now. Damn it.
I will say, I think before we move on to Real Chris, I think people get thinking, I don't think they do. They think because Lewandowski's in the Poland team, that Poland are going to somehow do well.
Yeah,
I think they get caught up in that. But Real Chris, what did you think of the Poland?
I didn't watch all of. That's one game I didn't watch all of actually today.
You should.
I think. Did I watch all of it?
No,
I don't think I did.
Me and
you watched some of it. Me and Will watched it.
But yeah. Szczesny, he scored an own goal. The first ever keeper to do that in Euros, I think. Well, no, not think. I know because it's been said.
It's unfair.
Yeah, but in all fairness, he should have done better, I think, because that was his near post. But he's the first keeper to do that. It was quite an average game, I would say. Again, it wasn't too much. Like, I guess Lewandowski is like surrounded by like 11 drink waters. I don't know. Like, there's nothing creativity there.
I mean, in Lewandowski's defense, though, like oh wow, Chile tied it. There are some Polish players I didn't realize played on that team, like Mateusz Klisz. He played. Bednarek was also part of the team. So they have some players, but definitely not up to the standard that Lewandowski's used to.
No, that's true. I will still say that I thought Slovakia played well. It would have been interesting. Of course, the red card changed the game completely. But Will, what did you think of the game?
I mean, it was a great game, but I'm just annoyed that that guy Skriniar scored. Literally, this is the worst thing about being on social media during the Euros is every time a player scores, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we should look at him. We should sign him."
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
for
I
a
told
couple
you
of
so. That's when the I told you so.
I told
goes
you he was a
out.
good player. Yeah.
For a couple
Yeah.
of players, like for example, Isak tonight was very good. I can see why, but for Skriniar, he's not even the best centre back at Inter Milan. I'm telling you. But anyway, with Lewandowski, I completely agree. He can't do it all on his own. His run, which led to the goal, was actually kind of good. He dragged the defender out, and I know Chris is going to go, "Oh, but when it's Werner." Yeah, Chris, you're not talking about Werner, all right?
You guys think I'm going to say this? I'm not.
Preempting you there, Chris. I don't know why he's doing that. But, you know.
But yeah, do you know what? It was a good game. It surprised me. But was it on ITV or was it on BBC? Because they need to get
ITV.
They need to get Emma Hayes on commentating more often. She's 10 times better than Jermaine Genius. It was actually someone that actually knows about football for once. It was brilliant. She didn't just say the obvious.
Jermaine Genius in commentary sucks ass.
Yeah,
sucks ass. He really does.
Do you know why I like international football as well? I like the pace it's played at. Like you got Hamsik still playing. It's brilliant.
Someone told me he retired, and I was like, "What?" Like,
He plays in Norway, I think, in a Norwegian league. I think might be wrong.
I thought Hamsik still played in Serie A.
No.
He plays in the Norwegian league, I think.
But yeah, that was a pretty good game. Move on to the early game.
That game was good.
Scotland 0, Czech Republic 2. Obviously, the two opponents in England's group probably remembered another player who's now probably linked to every single Premier League club is Schick with the goal.
What a piece of shit.
If you're looking now on social media, he's now everyone's favourite because he scored that great goal. And also the goalkeeper is a meme now for the way he's like that on everything now. So they put him on loads of pictures where he's like,
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah. I thought Scotland were poor today, very poor today. I know they had some chances, but I thought defensively they were just not that good. The funny thing is, I think we play them last, right?
Yeah, we played Czech last. We played Scotland on Friday.
Czech last. Funny thing is, I think they'll be up for more of the game against us, but there really is nothing really to fear. But then again, that's a game where England will probably go in and draw. Kepa is close to leaving the club. Okay, thank you very much, Stephen. I don't know. Scotland are. I don't think Scotland. I don't think they'll finish at this moment in time. So don't clip me. At this moment in time, after the games, I don't think they'll finish third. Even.
This is their best chance.
This is their best chance, and they effed it up essentially. But obviously, Schick scored the goal of the tournament. Will I don't think anything's going to top it. What did you think of the game?
I love this game. This is my second favourite game of the tournament so far. I was watching it with Chris, and it was very entertaining. Schick's always been a player where he's a good player, but he's not anything special. I mean, he showed otherwise today, as in the goal. But I feel like he is getting a bit over. He's going to get overhyped. But the game itself, Scotland had a lot of chances. The first half, I was actually impressed by them for the first 30 minutes, and then they just got worse and worse until Schick scored. Then it sort of just went downhill from there. The only player I thought played decently was I thought Robertson was good, but McTominay, oh my god, shocking, worst performance I've ever seen from him. Awful, diabolical. And do you know what? I'm not having all these people that are going, oh, don't be too harsh on Scotland. They actually played well for Scotland. I don't care, because on paper they should be doing better against the Czech Republic team. I'm sorry, Steve Clark, that fraud. He's not even a fraud because no one rates him. But he had Che Adams, who's his best striker. He didn't start him. Okay, yeah. He had Billy Gilmore, who he didn't even. Did he give any minutes to Gilmore? I don't remember. He gave no minutes.
Wasn't he injured, Gilmore?
No,
was he supposed to be injured?
He was on the
bench. Okay.
He's just in a tournament. I saw someone tweet. I can't remember who it was, but it's spot on. You have to get results. It's not like you can, especially when you're a club like Scotland, in in this position where you've got a very tough group, you've got to play your best 11, and he just didn't do that. And it was really weird. So yeah, they're going to go out. They needed to at least get a draw, and they failed.
Yeah, real Chris, Scotland not showing up.
Yeah,
their first tournament.
I joined it a little bit late, but
years,
yeah,
what did you think?
what I thought about, yeah, I joined it a little bit late, but what's it called? I thought it was actually a really good game, and I think, yeah, like Scotland are in the mud now. Like people hyping up Scotland to go through.
Yeah,
I think they're finishing fourth now after that game. I thought Robson was good. I actually thought Robson was good for him, but I'm not shocked about it really, because like Robson is their best player, and he's like a world class left back. So I expect him to do performance. But like, yeah, Scotland didn't take their chances. They did blow it. Like that goal from the halfway line was amazing. I couldn't believe it. When he took the shot, he really took the shot from there, and he just scored it. Like that's gonna be goal of the tournament easily. I think easily.
Yeah. I do as well. I mean,
yeah,
I think
it was the same guy who scored 2, right, as well. The same guy.
Schick scored twice.
Yeah, he scored 2. Like he had an amazing game fair then. Like scoring 2 goals and 1 from that distance, that's insane. I thought the keepers had a good game. Actually, both keepers did some many good saves in that game as well. I thought, like, they did have some good saves. What else in that game? Trying to think, because like Scotland just kept blowing it. And I agree with Will. Gilmore should have played as well. Yeah, Gilmore should have definitely played. I think there was McGinn, Scott McTominay, and what's his name? The third one. I forgot the third one. I think Scott. What's his name? Gilmore could have played.
Yes. It'd be interesting to see. Obviously, the game is at Wembley coming up against England. Scotland have to win, Marshall. It's a must-win game for Scotland. Do you foresee any issues with England against Scotland?
No. From the get-go, I actually just rewatched our predictor last night, and I think I was the only one that said Scotland was going to finish 4th. But I actually didn't even get to watch the game. I was dead asleep. But I heard about it, and you know what's surprising for me? Like, to me, I expected a 0-0 result, because I thought that Scotland's dilemma was going to be in the offense. Other than did Shea Adams start? I don't know.
They came on.
Okay, well, I in my opinion, the only striker I know that they have is Shea Adams. Other than that, I don't know who they have up top that can provide goals or assists for the team. So I thought they were going to struggle in the offense. I didn't expect them to have such a hard time, like, especially against Czech Republic, in the defense aspect of it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have high expectations for Scotland. It's the first major tournament in how many years?
23.
Yeah, a very long time. So, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Trust me, I know from supporting a Peruvian national team what it's like to be in the first major tournament like that of a similar caliber to the World Cup.
Wales.
Shut up, Chris. But yeah, I didn't expect much, so it was a surprise for me.
Disappointment if you're Welsh. If you're a Scottish fan, really blew it. Really, I think it's a problem if your best player is a left back. It really shows up.
Do you know what?
The nation.
The one thing that I will praise, and I'm not I've had a lot of arguments with Scottish fans in their time. They can get quite loud. They think they're the best, but their support, that's probably one of their out of all the atmosphere so far, it's been one of the best, and they did it for most of the game. But one more player I need to praise is the Czech goalkeeper. He did very well. He made a couple of really good saves. Apparently, he's available on a free this summer. Maybe a club might come in for him off the back.
There was a couple of nice defensive.
He plays for Sevilla, doesn't he?
I think but I think he's running out of contract.
Yeah, he plays for Sevilla.
Okay. Let's move to yesterday's late game between Netherlands and Ukraine. Now, quite do we place such significance on this game? Because one of us on this panel right now really backed Ukraine over just Ukraine to actually win the group, I believe they said, and that Netherlands would finish fourth in the group. Yesterday on a watch along on Discord, they nearly blew their eye sockets out when the Ukraine came back 2-2, and we're still trying to say we were in the mud, even though they were in the mud. Then when it went 3-2, they went silent on the actual thing. So
proceeded to permanently mute.
Tell me your overall feeling
about the game or the group in general or everything.
The game. Let's go through the game. So I think I think your team you were backing Ukraine were lucky to be 0-0 at half time. Didn't really show any ambition going forward until they went 2-0 down. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I think they had one chance really, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
one good chance. And do you know what? I'll happily take the L with this one, but you know, I still feel like Ukraine are a dark horse in this tournament, and I still think they'll top the group.
Do you still think Ukraine will top the group?
Yes, I stick
you're
to
doubling,
it.
You're doubling down.
Yep, and I think Austria finished second.
Andrew, I don't think that's the worst point that he made. I think the worst point that he made was that Netherlands is going to be last.
Okay,
I agree with him. I thought Ukraine was going to top the group, but Netherlands finished last. Come on, William.
Netherlands yesterday was still all over the place. Okay, but Ukraine actually underperformed and should have won. That's again. Maybe I misjudged how good Ukraine were going to play, but I did not misjudge how bad Ukraine would, especially defense. Not Ukraine, sorry, Netherlands. Especially defense.
Listen.
So
Netherlands were all over the.
How can you say they underperformed and should have won?
I think Ukraine underperformed yesterday. Yes, I think they did. They should have.
I think they got you like people got Turkey.
No, because
stop. Leave Turkey alone.
Ukraine wasn't getting much hype, and I like Shevchenko as a manager. I do. Yeah,
that's why you like Ukraine. You only like Ukraine because of Shevchenko.
Because I think he's a good manager. I think he's a good up and coming manager. I think he's done a good job.
I think he's only in that job because of his status, not because of his manager.
Nah, they'll go through. I promise you, they'll qualify to the next round.
Look,
I'll see you in court. I'll see you in court.
Well, you promised me. You promised me that Ukraine would top and Netherlands would shoot fourth, bro.
I still think they will, but the one thing about this game especially is Depay was awful. I'm sorry, I'm not. I saw people
going on about this.
Depay was. This is the one W I get from that. Okay, Depay
didn't get any W. You get no W.
He had failed dribbles left, right, and centre. He fell over his own feet. He was
failed up 2 dribbles.
The typical Depay performance. Yeah, does a few step overs. Everyone gets gassed. Completes one dribble, has a shot on target.
Helped his country win.
Wijnaldum is the Wijnaldum.
Too bad he didn't get a fucking assist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm in the mud because I captained him. Jesus
Ake
Christ,
with a good assist, I guess. Well done, Ake. Dumfries, fuck you. You're a fraudulent prick. Okay.
Dumfries was like man of the match, or Genie. Genie was my man of the match.
Dumfries won it, but Dumfries, you ruined my night. I really and I will have an agenda against you for the rest of my life, okay? You ruined. You made me go silent. Not many people silence me in an argument.
That was hilarious.
Fuck you, Dumfries. Fuck
I will. I'll say. Will was saying that Netherlands was all over the place. He really is.
Netherlands is defensive.
No. I said that you said Netherlands is all over the place. I said that you said Netherlands is all over the place because you did. But the only place that Netherlands was in is the attacking third. That's where they're all over the place. It was such a Netherlands dominated attack, and then they completely let go of it. Once Ake came in, I don't know what the hell happened. They just completely fell apart in the defense. Don't conceded the 2.
Can I say Ake was actually a good sub? Ake was a good.
He had one decent tackle. Come on, Chris.
No, not by a tackle. The assist as well for the 3rd goal. Do you not see that?
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah,
like that.
And the
Ukraine
You. Oh.
Yeah, I don't. I like Will. I don't blame Ake for the defense. It was just all collective. They scored a banger, didn't they? So
Maddie,
it was one of those games. It's a very entertaining game for us, like us English fans.
Oh yeah, it
and
was.
American fan.
It's just fun with Will. It's like Will got so.
Yeah.
Will
But
had a
I
temper
still-
tantrum
He
on
did.
the
I still hold that because I'll back Will on this. Like Ukraine, when they had that huge COVID outbreak, that they had 17 players not be able to play because they had COVID, where they almost had to call back a retired goalkeeper to play. They still held their own. They still played good football. They held their own against a bunch of teams in that Nations League. So I do respect Ukraine. I still think they can top the group, but it's looking a little grim right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Anto asked Dumfries to Chelsea, anyone?
No.
Dumfries. Dumfries.
Sorry,
Dumfries.
let me just move. From the game I just watched, the best bet on the pitch to Chelsea, anyone? As they usually go.
I'm not. Hunch, I'm not gonna lie. Dumfries, no Dumfries to Chelsea, but Dumfries to my fantasy team, man. Dumfries and fries, man. Dumfries and a burger, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm being hypocritical.
If we got time, we will go over the fantasy
Got
teams.
Livramento.
Marshall is absolutely in the mud when it comes.
Listen, I'm not last place, but I am in the mud for
You're in the
captaining
mud for
Memphis
Depay.
Depay.
Because he is shit. He is a shit.
The man's a
Just
fraud,
like
man.
Barcelona, didn't
He
he?
scored.
Yeah, and that's a good
He's
thing
linked to
for us.
Barcelona too. Yeah.
Well, you're shameless in this game.
He scored in his last seven games. He scored internationally. He scored in every single one of them.
shut
Penalties,
up.
whatever the
Oh,
fuck.
We went
you
through
He was
it.
supposed to
We
do
went
well.
through- We went
Didn't put
through
him
the
in the park,
defenses. One of them was Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
my god.
You got
He had a
one.
really nice mag in the beginning, though. That was a nice
Why don't you
mag.
talk about goals at actual big tournaments? Use that as your stats to put
Nations League is
I still think this is I think it's the worst Dutch squad. I've seen in quite a while.
easily.
As much as
It's hard.
as much because
They
I
need
remember
Van Dijk.
I remember they blew a 2-goal lead against Ukraine.
Hey, do you
I know
remember what
one-
players they used to
I know
have?
one of the goals was a banger. Yarmolenko's
Yeah.
goal was a banger. So.
You know what the team they used to have? Fucking Wesley
Oh.
Schneider, Arjen Robben.
Van
Van
Persie.
They
Persie.
had
Oh my
Van
God.
Persie,
Yeah.
Van
I mean,
Nistelrooy.
they're
They
starting-
had Van der Sar. They had ballers.
They're starting Van Arnholt at left back. I mean, Jesus.
Shocking.
I mean,
They've got
good
better
Lord.
left backs as well. That's the weird thing.
Ah, yeah, well, at least they're playing left back.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's very clear that they're rebuilding.
Does anyone else want to say anything before we move on?
Yeah, I hope
Ukraine was draft.
I hope a big team plays Netherlands if they get through, and I hope they beat them 8-0.
I don't
I
think
care.
Netherlands
I'm-
getting
I'm-
past the knockout stages.
I hate Netherlands, dickheads.
Okay,
Jesus.
calm down. The other game is it the other game in the group? Austria 3, North Macedonia 1. Pretty straightforward in the end, right, guys?
This one was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Up until
yeah.
the very last 10 minutes. So
That's true.
Alaba had a really good game though. Alaba, he was
yeah,
superb
Alaba had
that
a decent game.
Decent,
Yes.
I thought it was really good.
And then,
My boy Sabitzer looking good, man.
and who's the striker
Sabitzer,
that
yeah, as
scored?
well.
Who's the striker that came on?
For
West
Austria?
Ham?
Gregovic.
No, played for West Ham.
Arnautovic. There was
Arnautovic, yeah,
as well,
he was weird, man. His celebration was weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
the cheek face, the whole face.
Yeah,
Alaba
it was like he was
No,
going up.
but it's because he was
going
going
up,
he went on a
going up.
rant.
I know he was going up like it's like, dude, it's North Macedonia.
So Alaba tried to stop him from
There was a meme I saw on Twitter. Alaba looked like he was looking like a dog
Yeah.
trying to get something out of his mouth.
That's so much. He tried to actually shut him up because he was
Yeah, he
saying
did. 'Cause he was
stupid,
like,
racist
'cause he's an-
stuff. Apparently,
yeah, he's an idiot. He's an
Oh
idiot.
wow,
That's what
Really?
he was trying to shut him up. Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, North
Why is he
Macedonia.
so angry?
He's a fucking prick. That's why. He's a prick. He's a
Lamar. Who scored for? I forgot the name. Liner. Yeah. Both Liners scored, right?
No, Lima. He got like
Liner,
a backfield
Limer.
flick assist. It was a great assist.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that assist was crazy.
He could have scored, but he could have got another assist, but he tried to go around the goalkeeper and.
Yeah. Austria has some good football, but it was just
let's,
boring.
Let's move on.
What about Sabitzer? Wait, Marshall, didn't speak on Sabitzer? You got Sabitzer?
Sabitzer was good. He had some good opportunities too. Good crosses. Like he actually looked good. I don't really get to watch Sabitzer that much because he plays in Leipzig. But I can see why he plays in Leipzig. I can see why he's rated. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I still think they won't beat Netherlands, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good match when they play Netherlands. I think. Second. Yeah.
Because I think they'll draw against Ukraine. I don't think they'll beat.
Oh, fun fact, actually. I think Slendz was telling us this. Pandev is officially the youngest North Macedonian player to score for North Macedonia, and he's 37 or something.
Yes.
Yeah, because they've never qualified for one before, have they? So that's
hilarious. He's the youngest, but yeah, one of the oldest players in the tournament.
Let's talk about England 1, Croatia 0. Very fun. It's a good game. A good first half. Some of his decisions are still a bit mad for me. I don't know why you're playing Trippier at left back when you've got two perfectly good left backs on there. Left out Sancho and Chilwell from the actual squad. Put two goalkeepers on the bench. Makes sense. Of that, what you will. Calvin Phillips getting all the plaudits. Like now, everyone wants him in this team.
Should we get Phillips, Andrew?
Yeah. Should we get shall we do this? Shall we do that? Raheem Sterling got the goal. Criticised for starting. I understand why he was criticised for starting because he's not played well all season. Harry Kane, I thought, was very marginalised and didn't really do much apart from miss a chance and nearly get injured running into the post. Croatia didn't do anything yesterday. But England won. England done a job. England, you can't criticise England. They won. They got the game. They won. They won probably the hardest game on paper. Now it's, that Croatia team wasn't that good. It's a second-rate Croatia team. We're all old. If they'd lost, it would have been, how could you lose to? You lost, we told you. So England won. They got the hardest game out of the way. They play Scotland next. They should beat Scotland. That's 6 points wrapped up for the group. They'll finish top of the group. Real Chris, what did you think of England's game yesterday?
Southgate at the wheel for starters. Like masterclass performance from him, being finalist of the World Cup team. He had, what's it called? Mason. I thought Mason Mount had a really good game actually. Mason Mount passing. He had a good ball to Harry Kane, but Harry Kane bottled it, I guess, he does.
Like he does.
And yeah, he had another good ball to Sterling, but Sterling messed it up as well. I thought Mason Mount had a good game. I thought Declan Rice as well. People giving Declan Rice a lot heat because he wasn't I don't know, just running.
He wasn't
I don't know. Yeah, I know, but it wasn't stand up. But he did the job, didn't he? And people just giving.
I agree with you.
I can understand. I'm not the massive English fan, but I thought he had I thought Declan Rice had a good game. He did the job. They defended really well, England, and he was part of that. I thought Mings had a decent game as well. In all fairness, I didn't think Trippier had a good game. I have no idea why Trippier actually played left back.
Free kick specialist, apparently.
Yeah, free kick specialist and give it to Mason Mount the second time, right?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And Mason Mount had a better free kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't watch all of it because I couldn't watch it, but I watched from 10 minutes on. So yeah, it's one of those games.
Nope.
To be fair, this is weird, but Trippier for me actually played better than Walker, and I would drop Walker for the next game. And whether he plays Trippier on the right and then brings in Chilwell or Shaw, that's another story. But yeah, Walker was pretty awful, to be completely honest. Not necessarily defensively, but his passing was a bit off. Misplaced more than usual. But yeah, Foden hit the post early. If he scores that, I think people might feel a bit differently about the game. It'd feel more dominant than it already does. And I know we dominated the game, but I thought we were good. Mount was really good, I thought. Rice was getting a lot of hate. Again, I don't really get why. I think that's more to do with people hating on Rice, and then it starts a massive argument and shit like that. Phillips was man of the match for me by far. Didn't put a foot wrong. One of the best performances so far at the tournament, but I'm not going to overhype him. Mings and Stones actually really impressed me, and so did Pickford. I know he didn't have to deal with much, but I thought his distribution was on point. I thought he commanded his area really well for once. So fair play to everyone. And Sterling, well done for the goal. Bit not really in the game as much as I want Sterling to be, but I can see why he played considering he's experienced.
Yeah. It's very strange. I have no emotional ties to this England team. I just don't care. I just don't care about this England team, and I just don't. I just don't. I mean, yeah, everyone's we got it spot on and everything like that. I mean, the problem is now if you replace Walker with Reece James hasn't played a competitive game in nearly 3 weeks.
Yeah,
in nearly 3 weeks. Yeah, it's like. I know Mount had an Evo like 2 weeks and he started. And it's like, what is the point in taking 2 left backs if you're going to play Trippier there? What is the point? I mean, if you're Luke Shaw or Chilwell, you would get if I'm Luke Shaw and Chilwell starting in front of me or vice versa, you go, yeah, I understand that because you're a left back, yeah. But if Luke Shaw's on the bench, Chilwell's not even in the squad. I mean. To be like, oh yeah, I need 2 goalkeepers in the squad. I need 2 goalkeepers in the. Why do you need 2 goalkeepers? Why do you need 2 goalkeepers there? And it's like, Luke Shaw and Chilwell must be going, why the hell is he starting Trippier there? He's a right back. That means we lose the element of surprise because everyone knows he's got to come back on his right foot.
Yeah.
And if you want a free kick specialist, why don't you take Ward Prowse? You want a free kick specialist?
And Mount is really good at them as well.
And it's like,
and Reece.
He won, so I can't really criticize it that much because we won, and that's fine. It's just it just doesn't inspire me whatsoever.
Andrew, do you know what I say about Southgate? I'm not gonna. I care about England, but I don't have anywhere near as much energy for them as like Chelsea. So I have no energy to be actively against him. I think he sort of did get it right in some way yesterday as we won, but at least it's not Hodgson. That's what I'm going to say. At least.
Wow. The best thing you can compliment Southgate on is at least he's not Hodgson.
It's upgrades, but he's slowly getting there. Just got to go to Lampard for maybe Lampard.
Wow. That's the best thing you can say.
No, but I don't even think, to be fair, I think he's a lot better than Hodgson with England. I feel like this. I've seen someone tweet this actually, and I completely agree. This is the first time I felt like England are actually a team in a long time.
But by the way, any Grealish fans, he's not playing. He's not starting against Scotland. I don't know if he'll play. He's never starting against Scotland. If we beat Scotland, he may start in the 3rd game. That doesn't mean anything. So just watch out. Yeah, just watch out.
I don't rate Southgate really, Andrew. At all.
He's not going to start. He's took Grealish for PR exercise.
He's
the only reason he's taking him.
He's a pretty average manager, but
he wouldn't have taken. I bet you wouldn't have taken Grealish if it was a normal 23. I bet Grealish was one of the extra 3. You know what I mean? He's one of the extra 3 that's taken.
Someone said he got the number. Grealish got the number 7 just to get the media off Southgate's back. Everyone making it seem like everyone thought he was going to pick him.
I mean, the way he and one of the things you can't have Sterling and Rashford on the same pitch. That just doesn't make. And he put him on the right as well. It's like, are you Gareth Gunnar Solskjaer or something? Because that was exactly what he did. I mean, fair dues. It was a very good performance. Second half, both teams went a bit in themselves.
Listen,
yeah. But
I'm going to take this opportunity.
It's a good start.
I'm going to take this opportunity
to
be shameless.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm in the mud about Turkey right now, and I'm in the mud about the pie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to be shameless and say I got one thing right, and that's that the midfield for England was better than the midfield of Croatia. And look, on paper, historically, yes, Croatia individually they have much better midfielders than England. I didn't rate Calvin Phillips at all to even start this game, to touch the pitch, to even have the performance he did. But it just goes to show that, sometimes that Croatian midfield, it's aging. I really think age is catching up to them. They don't, Modric, even internationally, he's not as good as he used to be. You can tell he had some good passes. He had of all the midfielders, he was probably the best one on the pitch. Kovacic was all right too, but Kovacic, you could tell, was a lot deeper. But yeah, it just wasn't that impressive. The midfield was just dominated by Calvin Phillips and Rice, and I get where Real Chris is coming from with the whole Rice. I feel like people are saying Rice was terrible. I think Rice was just average. He was just there. He did a center defensive mid's job, and it's not the most attractive job to have. If anything, he helped Calvin Phillips look better than he is. You know, it's a tough job to have because people expect you to be so great and fantastic and do these wonderful attacks or whatever, create plays, and sometimes that's just not a center defensive mid's job. He did a job. He stood his ground. It's not like he got beaten constantly or he got overrun in the midfield. He just did it fine. He was okay. Kane wasn't at his best. Our attack really wasn't at its best, but you know, Sterling, I get on Sterling a lot. I really do, and I think it's because I think he's just been terrible for a while now. I don't think he's been that great. He's terrible finishing. He just has pace. He's a pace merchant. But yesterday, him and Calvin Phillips, that connection, Sterling finding his way into the box like he did, and creating that gap that allowed him to get that through ball in. That was impressive, and he finished it. He almost didn't finish it. A better goalkeeper would have saved that, I think. Yeah. If Edouard Mendy was in that team, he would have saved it. But yeah, I mean, Sterling got a little lucky, but sometimes that's what you need in a game. Trippier was all right. Walker was terrible, and that center back pairing, Mings impressed me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect Mings to have a performance like he did, but he really stepped up. Considering how we see him play in Aston Villa, he's terrible, but. No, for England, he stepped up, and that's my analysis.
Yeah, true. They move on to Scotland. I think Friday, isn't it? Friday night.
Yeah, Friday. They play Friday.
So good for them. I'm saying no,
good for them.
Sorry. Let's talk about some small country next to England. Wales won Switzerland. Now, before tonight's game, I thought this was the worst game of the tournament so far for me.
Really?
I did. I just think I think Wales a bit. I don't know. I mean, they're just about on paper as performances, just a bit ahead of Scotland. Gareth Bale, so much for using his summer training camp at Spurs all season. Very rarely featured in the game. Wales did well though. He got a hand and they got a point. It's a difficult group actually to predict. I think Italy will finish top, but it's a difficult group. Switzerland are just Switzerland. They're just
meh.
They're just you know what I mean? It's like they always arrive at big up to them. They always arrive at tournaments, but it's like
With
Shaqiri isn't I'm just kidding.
With
Shaqiri,
they're a team which you normally, and maybe not even this time, but normally you can sort of bet on them to finish second in their group. Normally. So this game was a decent game. I think Wales shithoused it a little bit, to be honest. I think Danny Ward was really good. The goalkeeper was really good, Danny Ward.
Yes,
I think he made a few really good saves. Mbolo again, another player that suffered from shall we get him syndrome. I'm going to call it. He was really good. To be fair, it was a very good performance all round. it was a complete performance all round. But did he get injured and then almost have to come off? I think.
No.
And
threw up a little bit when he saw our defense.
Surprise! The FIFA merchant Dennis Zakaria, didn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's Swiss.
He didn't track his man, and Moore scored the header, and Rob Page shouts it with a masterclass. You know when Dan James, your worst player on the day, you know you've done something wrong. Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey were so poor. And that number 16, I forgot his name because he's crap, but he did nothing until that assist. So yeah, I expect Wales to qualify though. I think they'll beat Turkey.
I'm going to let Marshall go next and let Will Chris.
I'll be honest with you guys. I missed this one too.
Oh,
This
okay.
one was. I just rather sleep in for this one.
Yeah,
But I heard it was
fair.
a good game.
Yeah, I agree a lot what Will said. We shithoused that game. That game was definitely the shithouse of the week, definitely. I thought Dan James, surprisingly, was very good. He was our best player. One of our best
Kinda
players
sad.
anyway. He was running there. He was running them ragged. He was running them around, and getting drawn free kicks and fouls and all sorts. And Moore, I thought he did pretty okay. For he had 2 chances with his head. He forced Summer to do a good save, and then the second one is a bullet header. He put it in. And Gareth Bale, sadly, he was average. He was nowhere really. He did a couple of passes. That's about it. And I don't think he got subbed off, and Dan James did. And as I remember, and I can't understand why Rob Page actually subbed off Dan James, because Dan James was doing everything in that attack. And then you go on to
because it's Gareth Bale and he can do any in a split second. He might do something.
I love
That's
him,
why.
but then you go on to like Welsh Xavi. You remember when I said this? When he plays for Wales, when he does, he plays well. And if you watched him,
So we've got the
he was
Welsh
amazing.
Xavi in what's his name?
If you don't know who Welsh Xavi is, it's called Joe Allen.
Joe Allen.
Anyway,
We've got the Scottish Iniesta and Billy Gilmore.
Yeah. Literally, that guy, he was controlling. Well, he wasn't controlling the game, but his passes and strings, like when he did have the ball, it felt like magic out compared to all our players in midfield. He was doing everything in our midfield, creating, defending really well. His aggression when he didn't have the ball was good. He was good that day. And then our defence was solid, but Danny Ward, if any didn't know, but Danny Ward, he saved a lot of good shots that game. He saved a really good offside goal. No, shot, not goal. Offside shot. And he fingertipped it away. Another 1v1 he saved against, I don't know who it was actually, one of the Switzerland players, but he saved that shot, and then they got a corner and scored off the corner, sadly. But yeah, I think we just shithoused the game, and we moved to Turkey and beat them, and Jem's crying. I'm coming for Jem after that.
It's coming for Jem. It's coming for you, Jem. Yeah, it's coming for you. He wants his turkey dinner early this Christmas, yeah. As much as we can really say, really, I'd say I was watching it, but I was in and out of the game. So I think it was just like,
yeah, I watched every minute of that one.
I know you did. Yeah. Let's look at Belgium 3, Russia 0. Now, most fantasy football experts, would pick Lukaku and captain him in his this game. Real Chris, didn't you captain Lukaku?
Yeah, I captain Lukaku.
How many points did he get you in those 2 goals?
I wouldn't captain someone like Depay as my
Listen.
Lukaku.
That's not the right question. That's not the right question. How many points did Russia give you, real Chris? How many points did Russia give you? Not Lukaku. How many points did Russia give Lukaku?
Russia gave me 20 with Lukaku.
Jesus
That's all I
Christ,
needed.
Man.
That's all I needed.
It was 10, right? It was 10, but you captained him at 20.
When Lukaku didn't see them take the knee, he took that personal.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
He took it personal.
Yeah. What do we think of, obviously, Belgium didn't start Eden Hazard, no Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not sure whether we'll see Kevin De Bruyne in the group stage or not, depending. Might see in the last game, depending on if Belgium have wrapped up the group by then. Hazard came on. Everyone going crazy because he's done a few flicks.
As always. Yeah.
As always. So bringing him back to Chelsea because he's done a few flicks.
Stop.
To be fair, Hazard has actually done something in his career to deserve that.
That's fine, but nostalgia.
He looked good though when he came on. He looked better than when he was playing at Real Madrid.
Nostalgia hits again. Nostalgia hits again.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
But he looked decent though. He looked
Let's bring all
decent.
four
Yeah, he looked
hats up.
decent when they were they 2-0 or 3-0?
He looked better
3-0.
with Andrew. He looked better with Belgium than when he came on with Real Madrid. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
That's
say.
fine, but
Yeah, but that's
I'm-
not
I'm-
hard. Let's be
that's not
honest.
hard, yeah.
He was good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not.
But let's talk about the real victor in this, and it's real Chris with his 20 fantasy points. Real
I
Chris,
got
what
that
did
as
you think?
well. I captained the
Oh
car.
yeah, you did. So
Yeah.
guys
Yeah,
at the bottom
shut up,
there
guys.
actually
Shut up, guys.
knew what they're doing with fantasy. Real
Oh,
Chris,
hush you.
What did you think of Lukaku's performance overall?
To me, he did his job. Like, the first goal was a bit scruffy. Like, they kind of like gave that goal to Lukaku, and Lukaku just when Lukaku gets a chance, he puts it away normally, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
that's what you know you got to get from Lukaku. He's a big, powerful, strong striker, clinical. He's just a good. That's a penalty check. What's it called? I thought he had a good game, 2 goals. You can't really ask more for a striker. I don't think he really tried too much, but he got 2 goals. So, yeah. What Will
Yeah.
thought about it?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think Munier scored the other goal, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I think everyone's a bit not worried about Belgium. That'd be a stupid thing to say. I think they were maybe going, is this Belgium? Are they going to be good without De Bruyne and Hazard?
yeah.
I think this group probably suits them because they don't have to be that outstanding. Will in this group.
Yeah.
What did you think overall? I thought some of their players were very good.
I
Overall,
think there was a few players that I was impressed with overall, but I didn't look at this Belgian team and it didn't show me anything I didn't expect. There was nothing I was really overly impressed by. I thought they were okay, and Lukaku, I feel like I love Antonio Conte for what he's done with Lukaku. He endlessly trained him with his back to goal, made him improve on his first touch, made him a more complete player overall. And what you always see with Lukaku, he can score at tighter angles as well. He can score on his right foot, his left foot. He's always in the right positions, and he scores them he doesn't have a conversion rate at 80%, but if you get to pick up chance, most of the time he does score it. So I feel like when De Bruyne is not there and when Hazard's not there, everything goes through him. I think he's one of their most important players, and I think he's going to get Golden Boot in this tournament. Whether whether Belgium get to the semi-finals, the quarters, or even the final will win it, I think Lukaku will get top scorer.
You got your teeth back in.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
His dentures. He put his dentures back in.
Get your dentures back in, old man.
Oh my goodness.
Marshall, what did you think of? I mean, you must have been crying when Lukaku scored twice.
You know what made me cry? What made me cry because this was before Memphis played. What made me cry was more so how bad Russia was, man. Russia was terrible. I thought Russia would put up a much better fight against Belgium. After seeing them in the World Cup, last World Cup, they played decently. Like they were like the dark horse of that team. Actually, Croatia was the dark horse of the tournament, but Russia were underdogs too. Like no one expected Russia to go as far as they did, and I expected them to play better. But Jesus Christ, they gave away 2 of those goals. 2 to 3 goals were just gifts from Russia. Putin gift drafted himself, man. Jesus, it was terrible.
Don't make it political.
He just
Don't get the commies off, Josh.
He just gave it. Oh my God, man, it was terrible. But no, like kudos to Lukaku too for just being clinical. You know, like you have Morata in front of the goal like that. After seeing how he played today, he probably misses it. You know what I mean? So we gotta give kudos to Lukaku. Yeah, I'm in the mud for not getting Lukaku. I should have got Lukaku. Look, I thought Kane would do numbers, and Kane didn't do shit. So look at me.
Lukaku gets kudos. He gets kudos for everyone who picked him and captained him, and he gave him 20 points in their fantasy team.
Thank you, Lukaku. Now join Chelsea.
Chris, would you like to thank Lukaku?
Please join.
I would like to thank Lukaku, man. Like he's a great player.
I love you, Rom. Come home.
Give me points.
And Eden looked pretty good when he came on too. That was fun to see. But we'll see. We'll see. No. Hopefully De Bruyne comes back.
He's got okay. He needs the love. All right.
Yeah. No, he does. But in all honesty, like I didn't count on Lukaku because I counted on De Bruyne, but De Bruyne decided to get
wrong.
little facial surgery instead of wear a mask like a man, like Antonio Rudiger. But whatever.
You keep with Thiago in your team today. Alcantara.
Sadly, yes, I did.
Rom as well.
Look, we don't talk about it, right? Look, you know what's gonna happen?
Well.
You know what's gonna happen, Andrew? Pogba's gonna have a masterclass performance tomorrow. And you know what? He's gonna score me a hat trick.
The desperation in your
guys,
eyes. The
guys.
desperation.
Guys, you know the funny thing about Marshall?
Yeah.
Marshall has like 22 points on his bench anyway, so...
23.
Do you know what?
23. Let's touch on that. We're going to get on that.
Marshall, you are in the mud if you lose tomorrow because me and Marshall almost fell out yesterday over a debate whether who's got better
didn't even call that. Come on.
out of France and Germany, okay? We had a full on
No, we ended up having an argument about who's a better midfielder, Casemiro, Kimmich, but okay, we move.
Don't do this again.
Now,
let's not do that again.
Kimmich better, yeah.
Denmark 0, Finland 1.
Casemiro.
This game overshadowed by what happened with Christian Eriksen. Very scary. I'm glad to see he is okay at this moment in time.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see what this means for his career, if that's all, if it ends. It was a good PR. Now we know it's a PR moment when I'm no doubt he called his teammates and told them to go on, but now we're finding out that they were forced to go on essentially or forfeit the game. You know, UEFA love all the fans, they love the players and all that shit. I think Denmark are mentally gone from this. I don't think they will recover at all. You can tell yesterday as well when they came on, they weren't themselves. Højbjerg missed a penalty. Finland scored. I feel so sorry for Finland as well because Finland can only do their job. But I just thought it was very, very. It just didn't feel right watching it. I mean, I watched the game, but it just didn't feel right. Will?
Yeah, it was a. And apparently it's not BBC that actually own the broadcasting rights.
No, but they can turn it off.
Yeah. They should have turned it off.
They should have turned it off because they can.
Credit to Simon, whatever is it Kjers that you pronounce it? Well done to him for getting getting him into the best position possible, and well done to Anthony Taylor. You know, as
Simon cares.
You know,
that's what you meant to
rivalry goes out the window. There's some things bigger than football, and Anthony Taylor did a brilliant job. So well done to him. But yeah, it was a very. I can't believe they made them replay it like that. It's disgusting. Fuck UEFA, honestly. Fuck the but fuck UEFA too, honestly.
Yeah,
the fact that they don't put more money into getting footballers, healthy footballers screenings for any any unrecognised heart conditions is a fucking joke.
I think that's more on the clubs really should do that.
It's to do with the FA as well. To be fair, it's to do with all the FAs. But yeah, the game itself, I do feel bad for Denmark. I really hope they can bounce back from this. But I agree with you. I don't see it.
I think they're done mentally. I think they're checked out. They play Belgium next, right?
I'm not saying that Højbjerg would have scored the penalty if it didn't happen, but I think that mentally puts an effect. I think he was nervous, and I feel it was heartbreaking. I respect every single one of those players that went out there. The Finland players, the Finland fans that stayed and watched it, the Denmark fans that stayed and watched it. Respect to them all, and you know, it's disgusting what UEFA did. UEFA can fuck themselves.
Yeah. Marshall, what did you think of the game?
I echo what Will is saying, especially with the UEFA part, because in all honesty, like when a team is in disarray, when something like that happens, UEFA could at least have the decency to try to, I guess, be more empathetic when it comes to dealing with that situation, saying, all right, guys, let's try to reschedule this for tomorrow. We'll play a second half. Let's just call this first half off. We'll play a second half, and we'll go from there. Instead, they kind of force them to play at a certain time slot and stuff. And it's just like you can tell, like that whole incident weighed on the minds of the players. Schmeichel, who normally saves those kind of he made such an obvious error to not be able to save that. And Schmeichel usually saves those kind of shots easily, especially right at him. So you could tell his mind wasn't in it. Højbjerg's mind wasn't in it when he tried to make that penalty. It wasn't good. And like you said too, Andrew, Finland, they had to do a job. And what makes it worse too is that even if Denmark can mentally recover from that, which I doubt they will, Christian Eriksen is essentially the spine of that team.
Yeah, I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're good enough. Even with Eriksen, I don't think they were good enough.
Like, I think I don't know. I rate Eriksen. I think Eriksen would have easily have gotten that team. I was contemplating putting him in my team. He could have easily have been a goal scorer for that team and gotten them to second place. But now, for the looks of it, it's looking a little grim for me. And with Eriksen gone, I don't know where exactly that creativity in the attack is going to come from in that team. So I feel very bad for them. We'll see how it works out for them. Maybe they get a result against Belgium. I doubt it. But yeah, it's a very unfortunate turn of events. It looks like I don't know what's going to happen in Eriksen's career. I think it is, at the end of the day, it's up to him. But there is a liability in there.
There's an insurance thing. If there's like no team's going to risk.
Yeah.
If he's got an underlying heart condition, or he had a heart attack and his heart failure or whatever.
But that was scary.
No team that's gonna. And I think he was dead.
Yeah, no, he was. Technically, he was dead.
We don't really need to get. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
technically, they were shocking him.
Yeah. Technically, that happened, and he came back. Thankfully,
I think he was dead.
Yeah, technically that did happen, and he came back. But
So that means his heart's damaged no matter what.
It's very, very. Him as a player is very
brain damage.
Luckily, but as far as he says he doesn't remember it happening really, just the collapsing part. But luckily he's okay. Hopefully he stays that way. Yeah. But huge kudos to Simon Kjær, the captain, for dealing with it how he did. Anthony Taylor too, for dealing with the situation as quickly as he did. It was very well managed in that sense.
I tell you, he doesn't get kudos. That fucking match director, kept zooming in on him. And then zooming in on his wife as well. Fucking prick.
Yeah, that was
fucking morbid.
That was scummy, but
also certain YouTube channels as well putting fucking pictures of him thumbnail and clickbait files.
Changed it recently. Yeah.
I
don't give
more than one channel as well.
Yeah. You're right.
I will say though.
Yeah, sorry, Marshall.
And we'll move on to Real Chris, because Real Chris probably wants to talk about this. That Finnish goalkeeper.
You absolute spoiler.
Finnish goalkeeper. Before that even happened, he was having the game of his life.
He was.
The amount of saves he was having. He ended up having 6 saves on goal the whole game.
Knowing you, Marshall, you put him in your team. Right?
He was on my bench. He was fucking on my bench because I didn't expect all that to happen.
Well, Chris, I believe you played that goalkeeper. Is that right? In your fantasy?
Yeah, I had the keeper. Like, you know, I saw
13 bonus points you never thought you were going to get from that goalkeeper, right?
No, it's a lot of points.
Where the fuck is the bench boost coin?
I thought
God damn it.
In all fairness, I thought choose a cheap keeper because they don't really normally get you a lot of points. And I picked him, and I thought, I picked this keeper, Finland keeper. You know, I wouldn't put him on the bench or nothing like that. No, like
penalty save points.
Yeah. In all fairness, he did have a good game actually. Clean sheet, penalty save, a lot of saves.
I mean, Marshall, is your team? Are you renaming your team? What's the point? At this point, you know.
Yeah,
I'm renaming them nothing.
You know the funny thing is about like all this fantasy.
Yeah.
This is my first time playing fantasy ever.
Shut up, Chris.
Like I never play it, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And if I come like in this KH No Filter League, like top 5 at least, I'm happy.
So you got 13 extra points for the goalkeeper. That's what you were going from.
Yeah.
Never
40
thought
points.
that
I'm
was
happy with this week. I still got a few players to go for.
40
Like
points. Wow.
Chat.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, chat?
How
You
many
know what's
points
funny,
did you get
chat?
this week,
It doesn't end here.
Marshall?
It still gets worse.
No, Marshall, how many
It's not
points-
just Hideki. It's not just Memphis to buy.
How many points did you get this week, Marshall?
I think I'm on 23 right now.
23. Wow.
Yeah.
And you had 23 on the bench.
Wow,
Yeah.
you could have been up with that.
I'm on 30 right now. But I had 23
Wow,
in
so
the
you could have
bench.
been on 53 points.
Yeah, you'd have been top.
You'd be-
You'd have been tough. Marshall, you're
Oh,
nuts.
This is what I mean. I picked the right players. I just didn't pick the right starting lineup.
So you didn't pick the
You
right
picked
players.
them-
then.
yeah,
picked
you
the
picked some good
to not
players.
play. That's what you did.
I still got
I
players.
picked a
I
good
still got-
squad. Will, I
You know
picked a
what?
good squad, all right?
I still got
but
Bruno.
yeah.
I still got Bruno to stat pad for me in Hungary.
Oh,
He's not-
yeah.
Oh,
He is going to stat pad for me. And what's his name? I got Gundogan. I got Werner still. If Werner does anything, I don't know.
Paul Pogba
Mbappe.
masterclass.
hey, Fatu.
I will
Thank you,
read this.
Fatur.
I will read this, Fatter, because he put in the super chat. Thank you very much. Incoming, my client, Timo Werner Masterclass, Andrew Merriman. I don't know why I have to use my full legal name. Okay. Andrew Merriman is the fraudulent lawyer for Timo Werner. I'm the real lawyer, so bugger off. That's not really a legal term. Merriman, use my surname there, like it. And also, fraudulent agent Wayne Moulds. Thank you for the super chat. I will say this right now. Fatter, I'm suing you and Dr. Pepper for fraudulent jobs that you have. You're trying to claim things, so you know. I'm suing
As
you
soon
and
as I
Dr.
talk about
Pepper.
Werner. As soon as I talk about Werner.
I know, right? It's like a beep, 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 beep. Mount. Johnny's mount alarm in his pants goes off if you say mount too many times. So, same with that.
Good old Johnny. Oh,
10th flight cheese. Are you talking about 20th flight cheese? Are you in the suit? Is Fatter in the?
Yeah, Fatu's in it.
Ah, okay.
He is.
Yeah,
I'm beating Fatur. I'm beating Fatur.
Fatter, your fantasy football picks are like your law degrees. They're just not real. Okay, they're just not real.
No. Johnny's last.
Yeah, but Johnny
the
picks like players he likes in real
Yes.
life.
Yes,
Slendz
you're
was
right.
actually doing it seriously.
Thank you very much, Fatter. You are.
And I'm also ahead of Slendz.
All jokes aside, Fatter, you're very supportive of this channel. So
Yeah, thank you, Fatu.
Thank you, Fatur.
Marshall, you would have done well.
we'll have to
if
get you on the
kept
channel
your
more
bench
as well, actually.
Yeah.
I'm in 19th place right now, so I'm
Yes.
tied for 19th.
Both Fatter and I were on the other side of the coin this morning. This afternoon.
Oh, wow.
He did call in, so.
How's Miz?
And recently, I know Fatter is been on Worldwide Chelsea a lot. I've just started going on there, so Fatter's helpful on that as well. So that's pretty good. Yes, let's move on because Marshall's shame continues into the next game.
It doesn't even end, man.
Opening game of the tournament, the much overhyped Turkey against Italy, with Will's dream midfield, nearly. Barreda, Jorginho, and who's the other?
Locatelli, as I would say.
Locatelli, but I think, yeah.
Verratti's better.
I want to say this. The shame doesn't stop, does it, from Chelsea fans? It carries on into the Euros. The Jorginho bashing doesn't stop, does it? Oh, he can't run. He can't go past players. He can't.
Can I
pass it
start
forward.
this one, Andrew?
Can't. Hang on, no, let me. You can't pass it forward. You can't do this. You can't do that. Just stop. Just stop. You know what? Because he's gonna go. He's gonna go like this. Champions League winning medal. Yeah, he's gonna go like this. Man of the match performance against Turkey. I thought he's very good. I thought he controlled that midfield and he's excellent. And this is a guy who I thought is running on fumes at the end of the season. So a 2-week layoff, 2-week layoff for him, 10 days, it's been excellent. But please, Chelsea fans, the slander again, and it is slander now. It's not actual statements of fact. It's slander now, yeah? It's slander. And people are saying, oh, he's not been good since he's got here. That's not true. He's very good. I thought he was very good in Sarri's season. You only don't like him because he's Sarri's boy, like Mounts.
Yeah. Supposedly was not.
Yes, you're right. You're right, Fatter. Two of them there. I just think they just don't. If you don't like him, just say you don't like him. Don't come out with all these excuses like Billy Gilmore should play ahead of him, which is nonsense. You know,
Not
he
even in
doesn't
the same
play.
position,
He doesn't
Andrew.
play well with. He doesn't play well with Kante or you know. It's like, did you not watch the Champions League run? Did you not watch the Champions League? Oh, he doesn't control games. Did you not watch the 2 games against Real Madrid? Where he actually he was robbed of 2 assists in the second leg. Really, you know what I mean? Oh, we can't pass forward. And then if you want to go to Euro expert backing Jorginho, saying that Jorginho is the second most passes forward in Chelsea last season, behind Kovacic. So it's just the evidence. The evidence you're trying to stack up. Anyone who doesn't like Jorginho, it's just not there. It's built on sand. It really is. Your evidence is like putting ice cream in a microwave. It just melts away. There's nothing there. Just nothing there. Just move on. Just back the players. Just back them, man. If you don't like them, fine. But I didn't like really Obi Mikel that much. He just wasn't one of my favourites.
Yeah,
I was never like this. I was never like trying to kick him out or he hasn't
get him out of my club, all that shit. Yeah.
I don't know where this has come from. Oh, and this is the thing, and this isn't even on Declan Rice. The amount of fawning over Declan Rice. So he's better than Jorginho. It's replaced with Jorginho. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So many Chelsea fans are just embarrassing when it comes to something like that. But go on, Will. Sorry, I've ranted.
Yeah. Also with Jorginho, I feel like one thing that he's very underrated with is how good he is while pressing the opposition, because his reading of the game is so good. Oh
no, he can't press as well. That's one of them.
He's only the second most successful presser in the league behind Ndidi statistically. Kante would probably be up there if he played more games, but I don't think it's per 90. So Jorginho is a wonderful player. I think he's very underappreciated, overhated. Has been excellent excellent for this year. I think first season under Lampard, when him and Kovacic played, I thought they were great together. When Kante was out, he made Lampard. Do you know what? A lot of people give Lampard a lot of hate. They say he used Jorginho wrongly. Do you know what? In the first year, I don't even think he used him wrongly. I thought Jorginho was brilliant under Lampard. Lampard got the fans singing his name outside. I remember Southampton away. Made him pull off that masterclass. He performed so well. Against Turkey, wonderful. Did the dribble pass once, created 3 chances, was instrumental. Everything went through him, dictated it. Turkey had like 1-2 shots the whole game. Italy had 27. He was absolutely magnificent, and I hate it when people always say, well, if we get Rice, I like Rice, I want him to come in. But if we get Rice, that does not mean Jorginho will not play. He's going to get an extension. Tuchel, I think, likes him not as much as Kante maybe, but I think he knows he's crucial to play how we want to play. We need to have a midfielder who's comfortable like him. He's press resistant too. People think that press resistance, Kovacic is very press resistant, but I think Jorginho, for me, I'd edge it because he can pass under pressure better. And for me, passing under pressure is a lot better than dribbling under pressure. And he's got more tackles per game than Declan Rice too, which is nothing against Declan Rice. It just shows Jorginho defensively is very good. He's just not athletic. So, wonderful performance. Immobile didn't really put me in the mud. I still thought he was kind of average all round, but scored and got a 1 pass assist, fair play. Spinazzola was good. I'm just going to wrap up. I'm just going to go really quickly and just talk about a couple of players. I thought, overall, Italy were very good, and they're now my favourites to win it. I think they're going to just steamroll things.
Okay. Real Chris, obviously, give you saying Italy. Were many people duped into thinking Turkey would be better without actually watching Turkey?
They got a bit overhyped, didn't they? I was talking
great
to Will
PR, right? They had great PR going into the tournament. Turkey did.
I kept saying, who do they really have? They have a good centre back and someone else, I think.
Yilmaz up front.
Yeah.
Yilmaz is a fraud.
Hey, he's a French championship winner. You be kind.
I'm never basing a player's performance on French league anymore,
Chris,
ever again.
Marshall, I'll let you rant afterwards. Go on, Chris.
Yeah.
To me, Wales have a better team than them. They do. They have more recognisable players. They have a lot of Premier League players, Champions League winner player. They are better players. To me, and Switzerland have better players as well. I think. I thought Turkey might finish. I said third. in the thingy, but I think they actually might finish 4th actually, and I think they might struggle if they lose to Wales as well on Wednesday. I see them scoring 0 points, and I think people have overhyped them. Some people said they can get to semi-finals. I've heard get too far. Like they just got overhyped, and I understand for like Turkish fans maybe like getting happy because apparently they are doing well. I don't know. I haven't watched them really, but people who don't watch them and overhype them, they're in the mud.
Yes.
And like they was in that game as well. They could have lost like 5 or 6-0. I thought as well.
And what didn't help them? What didn't help Turkey is the result in the other game. That makes it very hard for them. I think that draw, both teams getting a point. You know.
Yeah. And if Wales get that win, Wales got 4 points. If Wales gets 4 points, they're through. They're through no matter what.
Well, they should be, yeah. Unless there's more third place teams or that potentially finish on 4 points.
Nah, Will.
Normally. Yeah.
Marshall.
So yeah, like Turkey overrated.
Marshall, another one of your fantastic fantasy bookings. Who was it that you left on the bench?
He put Yilmaz in his team.
Who did you leave? Which Italian
That's
player
not even
did
the
you leave?
worst part, Will. Shut up. The worst
player?
part is I left Spinazzola on my bench because I was like, Spinazzola might not start. Who knows? I'll wait.
How many points?
He got the official
9
man of the
points.
match as well.
And he got man of the match too. Yeah, great.
9
That's
points.
fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, in the mud. What did you think overall?
This was my.
I
did. Yeah, despite how much backlash for me and my fantasy team, it was my second favorite game of the tournament so far. I did enjoy seeing how Italy played. Immobile was fantastic. Spinazzola, wow, that guy put on a performance. Even if people think he didn't think he deserved man of the match, I think he was up there because he was absolutely fantastic on the ball. He was a lot better than I thought. I severely underestimated him. He's never going to get benched ever again. Yilmaz, look at me right now, man. I'm going to give you the next match day. And if you don't fucking score against Wales, I'm dropping you so bad, so quick. This is what I get. This is what I get for fucking trusting results in the French league to translate over to international football. This is what I get for buying into the marketing hoax of Turkey in the last 3-5 games and how well they played, and thinking that would translate to the Euros. They were abysmal. They were terrible. They had what? Will said, I think they had maybe 2 shots on goal. Yilmaz necessarily wasn't that bad, but he couldn't do anything because there was no midfield bringing him the ball. Like it was just, there was such a huge disconnect. Like the midfield was clearly dominated by Italy. In my opinion, Italy might have the best midfield. Maybe France actually beat them. But really, really close. Like if France and Italy had a midfield battle, it'd be pretty close. I think France would just edge it. But they have a fantastic midfield. It's no surprise that Turkey couldn't do anything in the midfield. But disappointing match for Turkey. I thought they would at least put up a fight, maybe get a goal, maybe Yilmaz get an assist, something, man. But nothing at all. But kudos to Italy. Italy looked really good. And you know what? I'm in the mud because I said Turkey was going to top the group, and I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
Just bullshit. People were saying Italy are dark horses. Okay, there should be top 3 favourites to win it, not dark horses. I hate the term. I hate this term. But people saying Italy are dark horses are hipsters. Okay, they're actual hipsters. I hate the term football hipster. I don't really think it even exists. But that is to a whole new level. Italy dark horses.
I just want people to look at the man in the big screen.
Yeah,
right now.
in the mud.
If he offers you any advice on fantasy football picks, do not take it.
Take it, because I'm going to make a comeback.
Do not take it.
Paul Pogba masterclass tomorrow. He's my only player left.
He is so pinning all his hopes on Paul Pogba.
We should have that clip ready of.
Hey, listen.
Of Ian Beale going, I've got nothing left.
Listen. Soufal performed for me. He should have been my captain with his 9 points, man.
Oh, done, Marshall.
Vladimir Soufal. Guys, don't sleep on Vladimir Sufal. That's the advice I'm giving
No
to
one's
the
sleeping on him. Everyone
fantasy
rates
Premier
him.
League players. I don't think everyone rates him. I haven't
It's
seen anyone else put him in a
obviously
cheating team.
Yeah, so those are the games that happen. We now move into tomorrow in the group of death.
That's the last group, yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow there's only 2 games tomorrow, guys. It starts with Hungary versus Portugal, 5 p.m. UK time. So Marshall, that'd be midday for you, wouldn't it? So
it's 12 p.m. for me, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the pressure is really on Portugal to get this win tomorrow.
Yeah.
Super pressure. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is there. For me, this is the most talented Portuguese squad I think I've seen in the
Ever.
for the past 12 years, I think, 12, 16 years. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is the man, but obviously they've got Andre Silva. I know people don't rate him that much. I don't either, but he's obviously coming off a good season. You have Jota, Bruno, Bernardo Silva, João Felix, Ruben Neves,
Guerrero.
Is
that Ricardo Pereira in the squads?
I don't know. But I know João Cancelo obviously is not in the squad anymore because of COVID testing. Dalot is a replacement.
They've got their midfield options are really good. They have Polina. I think.
Andrew, I don't know if I told you this. João Cancelo is on my team as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just getting them all right.
I think, though, the pressure is all on Portugal. They have to win this tomorrow because the next game's obviously Germany and then France.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this as a straightforward win tomorrow, Chris, or can you see an upset, like a draw?
Nah, this is where Bruno's got a stat pad. I got Bruno on my team. I know this is going to be a stat pattern for Bruno. They got Ronaldo. Who else they got? Who else they got in her attack, actually?
Bruno does play differently for Portugal than he does for Man United.
Yeah, but in his last game, I did watch a friendly. He did get a goal and assist, actually.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's just not all about
I don't think
him.
he's going to play.
Yeah.
Bruno's
Will, what do you know? I'm a masterclass of fantasy league, right? I've only been here for 2 weeks, and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think this could be a stat pattern for Bruno.
Well,
I reckon
You're so shameless. You're so fucking shameless. Chris.
He's got to get 2 assists and a goal. He's got to get a goal.
No way.
Yeah. He's got to get a goal, and Ronaldo's got to get 1 goal. Who else? Who else is in their attack as well?
Felix, Jota.
Felix,
Bernardo
Felix.
Silva. We forgot Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva.
Neves
They got
some
some ball
in midfield as well.
Ruben Neves is good midfielder. They got a lot of good players. Portugal actually.
Can I pray to God?
Good defense.
I need to pray to God.
Hang on, let him finish. Go on.
Nah, I was gonna say, they got so many ballers in that team. Great defenders, great midfield, great attack, great goalkeeper. They could go far in this tournament, and that game tomorrow, they're going to spank them 4-0.
4-0? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, Will.
In God's will, is Danilo Pereira in the squad? Please tell me he's not. I beg. In God's will, Danilo Pereira does not play tomorrow, okay? I can't watch 90 minutes with that rubbish footballer. I hope he's not in the squad, I hope. But Portugal, for me, are going to win tomorrow. I think it'll be narrowly. I think they're going to win 2-1. I feel like this is going to be where a player... I see Ronaldo maybe not having a great game, but maybe scoring a header or something. And I also see someone that's not announced themselves on the big stage at all internationally doing it yet in a big tournament. I see maybe Jota scoring off the bench or something, unless he starts. Or maybe a Felix goal. I feel like something special is going to happen in the game, but I'm not sure what. And I think for Hungary might get a lucky goal from somewhere, and it'll make it a bit intense. And, we might think for a good 10 minutes, Portugal might bottle this, and then someone comes up with a crazy moment and they nick it, I think.
Hey, Ronaldo.
Marshall?
This is a very important game for Portugal because depending on what happens in that France Germany game, which could very likely end up in a tie, considering how good the sides are. which I don't think it's going to happen. I just say it's likely. I think what's going to happen is France is going to win it. But this is a chance for Portugal to get ahead of the group, get first place, and stay ahead of the group too. But I think a 3-0 win for Portugal. I don't really see much in Hungary that stands out to me. I think the one thing that might hold back Portugal is the same thing that might push them ahead, which is Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo lately for Portugal it's kind of been a blessing and a curse, because I feel like he kind of does hinder them a bit in the sense that he's not the Ronaldo of old. He is an aging Ronaldo, so he doesn't find himself in the best positions possible. But no one else in that team has a history of bailing out Portugal like Ronaldo has. So it's gonna be hit and miss with Ronaldo. I don't know if Bruno's gonna play. I am kind of in agreement with Will on that, just because I have this tendency of seeing that when Ronaldo plays, there's so many attackers on that team. When Ronaldo plays, Bruno has a tendency to not play. I've only ever seen him in the same starting lineup once in the recent months that I've seen them. But we'll see. I do think Portugal are going to get a result easily. And are we talking about France and Germany?
Yeah,
or
we're
we into that next?
yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll reserve that thought for when we get to that.
Can I quickly just have one thing? Literally one sentence, and that is watch out for Nuno Mendes. Watch out from the left back. I think he'll play, and I think he's gonna. Maybe I actually have a feeling it's gonna be him tomorrow that has something to do with the winner. I think it could be a really good assist. So yeah, I think Nuno Mendes is gonna be this maybe not the out and out breakout star, but I think he'll earn himself a big move. Maybe if that's the Man City, I don't know, because they're linked.
I thought you were saying Nuno the manager.
No.
Nuno
The other
Spirito
game
Santo.
in the group is France versus Germany. I think it's actually been played in Germany.
Yeah.
Allianz Arena, so it's a Bayern Munich stadium. Big game. They're going to have to go out and try and win it because they've got Portugal in the group. So really glad it's up first and not like the last game where they could easily play out a draw. Both teams coming in. Germany's got a mixed bag of form. I think they lost to Gibraltar, didn't they, recently or something like that?
And North Macedonia.
North Macedonia. France have got another looking like internal camp situation because Mbappe's a big baby.
And Benzema.
You learned it from Neymar.
Who's still Mbappe's still going on about something that happened like 10 days ago. It's like, get over it, you big baby. Not PSG anymore for this one. Not being coddled, you child. France versus Germany. Germany also, Joachim Löw's last tournament. They're in a bit of transition, but Hansi Flick taking over afterwards. So they're in a bit of transition. Why do I feel this has got a draw written all over it?
About to say that. Score draw.
It's just got a 1-1 draw written all over it, I think.
You know what it is, Andrew? I think I know what it is. I think we were so conditioned by the Premier League to be let down by all the big games with stalemates that we might. It's the same thing with this one, I think.
I mean, I think France are favourites because they're obviously the world champs, and I think they're in a better run of form. But I just think that this has got a 1-1 draw. Do you know what? It might not even be that good a game. Do you know what I mean? It might be. I don't know why, but they should be going all out, both of them, to win this game. Seeing as the next Germany should anyway, seeing as they got Portugal next, coming up. So they really should go out to win it. But yeah, I think this might end up being a disappointment and a 1-1 draw. Marshall.
For me, it strongly depends on if Benzema's fit or not. And even then, it's questionable because Giroud came on as a sub in the friendly and scored twice. But Benzema played all those friendlies and couldn't score at all. He even missed a penalty. Yeah.
Danny Ward.
But I will say, when Benzema has played, You had to plug in Danny Ward, didn't you? Real quick. When Benzema has played, he has looked very dangerous, more dangerous than Giroud, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if Benzema's fit to start the game, I'm giving it a 2-0 to France. However, if it's Giroud, I'm thinking a 0-0. Like, I don't think we're going to see anyone score. I don't trust the German defense at all. But I think Neuer and Antonio Rudiger and I don't know, Ginter, who's probably going to play, maybe Hummels. I think they'll just be able to edge out enough to
draw.
To get a result, to get a draw, yeah.
Well, Chris, what do you think of tomorrow's game?
I actually can't wait for the game tomorrow for starters. Like,
yeah, I can't either. I can't wait for it either.
Yeah, like I'm actually excited for it. It's been a bit. This game's been a bit too long waiting for this game. I thought it'd be a lot early, like weekend, but no, we have to wait like to Tuesday. But I think both teams have got offer. They both got good attacks, but they both got good midfields as well. One of them's got good defense. The other one's got a shaky defense. Well, I think we can see from this. I actually, some people, most of you reckon like 1-1 or something like that. I reckon France 3-2.
Wow, that'd be great.
Jeez.
I reckon.
You think
Mbappe
France are going to let in goals like that?
Yes,
just two.
Kimpembe and Varane.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Just two, he says.
What France players have you got in your team?
Me?
Just Paul Pogba and Mbappe.
Oh, him.
Okay.
Of course he has Mbappe.
Okay.
Of course he has
hang on.
Mbappe. Jesus Christ.
But I got Gundogan and Werner.
No,
wow.
That's why he's gone 3-2 high scoring, so he gets more points on his fantasy.
Nah.
Shameless. You're so shameless, Real Chris.
Wait, Real Chris, have you got Werner scoring one of the Germany goals? Have you got in your mind? Have you got that? Yeah.
Werner assists.
Oh, assists. Okay.
If Werner gets any points, I will be so ashamed of Depay. I'll be so ashamed of Depay.
If Werner comes on the assist and gets like, I don't know, like 7 points or 6 points, whatever, you're going to be in the mud, Marshall. And you captained him, and he's only got 4 points. But
shame on you, Marshall. Shame on you. For shame.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think there's a chance it could be a high-scoring game. Or it could end up like Andrew says at 1-1. But if it doesn't, I reckon 3-2 to France. And I think that's a chance of it. I just can't wait for it. I just can't wait. You never know what you expect in football sometimes, though.
No, you're actually right, Real Chris. Go on, Will. Finish this off.
Oh, I think it's going to be high scoring as well. I think what France don't have... either 2 or 3-2 France. I can't give you an out-and-out prediction. I don't know. It could even be 3-2 Germany. But I honestly don't know really what's going to happen. But I think there's going to be lots of goals. Because I do... As much as I rate Kante and Pogba, they don't have that... In big tournaments, they've always had a sort of player that can also like complement Kante and Pogba in Matuidi. And I don't think they have that anymore. They don't have someone like a Matuidi who's at that level that can sit. And if someone is out of position at some time, he can clean up the dirty work. They've got Rabiot or Sissoko that's going to have to do that job.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might hinder a bit of Kante's game, which will then, Kante is a world-class footballer, as he proved me wrong this year. But if he's playing as that sitting midfielder, as the lone sitting midfielder, I think they could be left open on the counter a few times.
You mean the position he played when they won the World Cup?
Yeah, but on paper it looked like that. But Matuidi was on the left who came in.
Okay.
Together.
Pogbadinho.
Right, yeah. So I think
they did a lot of goals that World Cup. All I'm gonna say.
Tomorrow we'll be back covering the Chelsea transfer news around the same time, as well as 2 games that happened. So it'll be more of a Chelsea Unfiltered show, really, not like a transfer show or Euros. I'm just going to put it as a Chelsea Unfiltered show. So it might get some more traction because we're known as a Chelsea channel. Maybe the algorithm's a bit off because we put Euros on there. But yeah, we'll be back around the same time, maybe a bit, I don't know, 10:30, maybe 11, around the same time. We'll go over a few things, and hopefully there's a bit more news. See who Chelsea are linked to after Portugal, after a Hungarian player plays well.
Yeah, like a recap of what happened in the week.
Yeah. Kante does work for 3 men. He can do it on his own. Yes and no. But yeah, we'll see which Hungarian player gets linked to everyone after they play well against Portugal. It's bound to be someone on there that plays well. Probably the goalie that comes in.
Lopez or Patricio, yeah.
Yeah. I think Rui Patricio wants to leave Wolves, actually. But anyway, it's another discussion. Links to Twitter, YouTube, Discord in the description. If you like what you see, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'll put this one in. Varane, Pavard, Koundé, Hernandez all have the pace to do anything, even if exposed. The same England with dopes like Harry, Fred Flintstone, Maguire, shapeless.
Koundé's not even
playing.
Listen, those dopes did a number on Croatia yesterday.
So the starts, Koundé's not going to play. Pavard's a right back and he's not quick. Varane is a top class centre back, but he can be a bit rash at times. And Lucas Hernandez, as much as he's a very good player, he's had he's had inconsistent game time due to injuries in the last couple of years. All right, so Lucas Hernandez
Bill has an answer to everything.
Yeah. Thank you very much, there, Stu.
Yeah, except for Netherlands. Except for Netherlands.
That's true. We'll be back tomorrow around the same time. Like I said, Chelsea Unfiltered will cover any Chelsea news and the 2 games as well. Our reaction to it. Going forward, I don't know if we're going to do any early shows. It might not happen, but we'll change a few things. We're going to have unpopular opinions this week.
Just because the Euros are happening around the same time. Too.
Yeah, we're going to have unpopular opinions this week. Marshall's got one, which might start a few points. Let's see, especially maybe. Should we do it after Friday, after the game on Friday?
We should do it Thursday or Friday. That's when Slendz is going to be here. So, if people are okay with doing it after, I think that would work.
Sure, we can do it after. We cover all the
Wait,
games.
Friday after? If it's Friday, I'd like to do it before.
They play on Friday. So.
I'd like to do. We'll talk about it, but I think before for Friday will work out better for me.
So going forward, that's what you'll see. Kai may be on this week. It's not 100%. So it's just got a few things he's just got to.
He should be done doing what he's got to do by Thursday. So
yeah, you might see him probably more the week after, or the weekend. After. But yeah, from Marshall, Will, Real Chris. Kai's not here, so I'm just going to do it. Be kind. He doesn't say that very well. Be kind to one another and don't do drugs.